Hey, good evening, guys. Nice to see you again. It's Friday night. We're doing the NHL show, talkinfight.com. Thanks a lot for coming out and checking out the Neil the Deal show. And yeah, we're going to do a little recap of the games last weekend. We're also going to do a little bit about this weekend. Some of the things that happened during the week, interesting situations and things that I saw that I was really impressed with. And so we're going to have a great show. Thanks for coming out. The likes, those shares, the subscriptions are booming. I'm telling you guys, I'm loving every minute of it. You remember that song? Anyways, that wasn't the greatest song, but I like it. Anyway, so we're going to start it off tonight, guys, with
Hey, even I have one more.
Leafs. All right, we're going to start it off with the Leafs, and obviously we do that every time. So listen, this week we had a really strange incident happen for our team. The boys, the Buds. And it was in the Winnipeg game. I guess we all watched it. And now one of our best players who's playing over the top for us this year and last year in the playoffs last year. He's a good old boy from Canada, one of the best players, always loved him. Jason Spezza, we're going to talk about Jason Spezza and how and why. Okay, here's the question. There's an issue earlier on in the game. If you guys watched the game, Winnipeg Toronto earlier on this week, uh, a defenseman for Winnipeg, Neil Pionk, all right? He ends up taking out Sandin, our defenseman Sandin, with a knee on knee. And if you watch it, replay it on YouTube or anything, it's a deliberate act trying to injure a player. Okay? This stuff has got to be thrown out of the league. Can't be tolerated. And I'm completely peeved off. Okay? I am peeved off about the way that the NHL has decided to handle this situation. And also I'm a little peeved off at the fact that Spezza was the man that had to go out and do the job. I'm not surprised by it, but there's other guys on the team that are paid to do this kind of a thing, and it was perfect what happened. Obviously, Spezza, you're my man. Nice one. You gave him the old 1-2. Exactly. Dusted him. Perfect. So we're going to go over that. Pionk ends up nailing Sandin. Next shift or the shift later, all of a sudden, he loses his stick, falls down, and Spezza comes in and just crushes him, knees him hard. And I was like, yeah, baby. That's how the Leafs got to play. That's the way you guys got to play. Stick up for each other. That's the reason why we haven't been winning these cups all these years, because now we're making progress with the fact that nobody's pushing us around. And if you try, even the oldest guy on the team has to defend our guys. So this is what I'm a little confused about, guys, on the team. Why is the old guy doing the job? Now, Wayne Simmons, one of my best players. I wanted him. I love you, Wayne. You're awesome. From Scarborough. I told Mr. Dubas to get you, literally, in a tweet the year before he got you. And I was so happy. But Wayne, you're there to do that kind of a job, bro. You did it your whole life. I worked on the railroad with your friends. They said you were the toughest guy in high school, the toughest guy growing up. I don't know what to tell you, bro, but you can't let a 40-year-old ex-captain take your job. And like that's your job, Wayne. You got to do that, bro. Take that guy, and that's the end of him. And whatever you take your lumps. But he tried to deliberately injure our player, and thank God we had Spezza go out there, and he doesn't put up with that. That's what I always liked about Spezza is he's on it. You know what I mean? And he's like that. He's a captain. He's not taking that kind of malarkey from guys. So I'm sorry it happened, but Pionk, you started it, and Spezza ended it. Now the thing that really peeves me off, guys, is the fact that Spezza, the boy on our team, gets a 6-game suspension. They started, and guess what the league gave Pionk? 2 games. Huh? Huh? What? Really? I don't know what they're doing over there, man. Like that's just ridiculous to give our player 6 games and the Winnipeg Pionk 2 games. Come on. And he started it. So injustice again. I don't know what it is, but we had a rough week, guys. The Leafs, we went 1-4. We lost to mini Winnipeg, that game, and Tampa, and our only win was against Columbus. So I was kind of we're missing a couple of guys. The lines are a little sort of you know what I mean. They're not exactly the way they should be, and they played a lot of games in a row and they got tired, and that's what happens, right? It's the NHL. Now Campbell, who's been rock solid, Jake Campbell has been rock solid for us. I mean, he's 22 games, 14 wins, 5 losses, 42 goals again. That he's only given up 42 goals in 22 games. He's got a 199 goals against average as of today and a 935 save percentage. So last week he was 953. So he's lost 20% of 100 on his save percentage, and his goals against went from 178 to 199. So he didn't have the greatest week, but it happens. It is what it is. But I'll tell you, the buds are the buds, and I'm always behind the buds no matter what it is. All I want to see is a little more toughness. Any of you guys, we know Muzzin can do it. Simmons, good to go. We got Kyle Clifford. We're not taking no more crap from these guys. I'm telling you, it's the only way we're going to win the cup. And it's got to be a lot of Canadian players, and we did that too. So I'm got to say, Mr. Shanahan and Mr. Dubas and Mr. Tantenbaum, of course, thank you very much. You guys are getting with the program, and we're going to get this done this year. That's what I think. I got some money riding on you boys because I truly believe we can bring it home. So cheers to the Leafs, and cheers to you guys. All right. So let's move on here. Now there was some great plays this week. I don't know if you guys watched the games much, the other teams and this and that, but there's a player for Anaheim, a young kid, 20 years old, out of Boston College. His name is Trevor Zegras, whatever you want to say. And I've been watching him for the last couple of years. I believe he was a rookie last year. He played a few games, but he was uh, he was in the under 17 national U.S. team. He was amazing. He got 36 points in 33 games in his last year of Boston College, and he was picked ninth overall, I believe, by Anaheim, first round. But he had a play this week, guys, that was fantastic, and they call it the Michigan. Now, if you guys watch it, a player is behind the net, which was Zegras, and he picked the puck up, slid it up onto his stick, threw it over the net where one of his teammates, Sonny Milano, was standing, and he whacked the puck into the net. It's you can try it 100 times and you might get it a couple of times, really. But they pulled it off that night. It's kind of, they call it like a lacrosse style thing because that's what lacrosse players used to do. You know, the lacrosse players? A lot of lacrosse players become hockey players. Lots of them. And you guys all know who you are. Summertime, you play lacrosse. Wintertime, you play hockey. It's good hand coordination, et cetera, et cetera. Strengthens the wrists for the shots. And it's great. So parents out there, if you want to get your kids involved in something, lacrosse in the summer and then the hockey in the winter is like top notch Neil the Deal styles. Now, the thing I liked about that whole play was the reaction after the play. They talked to Trevor on the bench and looked. We didn't talk to him, but they zoomed in and he was clapping his hands and laughing, and they were having a blast over that play. But the crazy part about it, it was planned. They've actually practiced this. They talked about it, and they've been practicing it a bit, and it actually worked. So that was the whole thing why they were so up about about doing it. And it was named after a guy named Mike Legg, and he played for the University of Michigan, and he did it in '96 for the first time. And he was playing against the University of Minnesota or something like that, and he pulled off the similar play where he lifted the puck with his stick, came around the side, and just whipped it in the top corner, peanut butter. And the goalie doesn't even know what happened because he's waiting for the guy to pass the puck, but all of a sudden it's over his shoulder and in the net. It was a really cool play. So check that one out. Mike Legg, the originator of the Michigan. Trevor Zegras pulled it off, and good for you, Trevor. I'm really looking forward to seeing your career. He's a really good player, guys. If you guys got any fantasy pools, take Zegras, round 9, round 8. He's a sleeper pick, and Sonny Milano too. Those two guys are really lighting it up. So the next thing we're going to talk about is this Rangers Chicago game. I was calling it the Strom versus Strom game the other night because the two Strom brothers were playing in the game. And congratulations, guys! You both had a great game, Dylan and Ryan. You both got a point, which is perfect. And I thought personally that game was the close to the best and funnest game just to watch. It was very competitive. There was rivalry involved. That's the problem with the league now and everything in NHL. There's no rivalry. Like there's no blood and guts or anything anymore. People don't hate each other on the ice and stuff. Where back in the '60s and '50s and '40s and '70s and it was all about the rivalry. Toronto, Montreal. We hate these guys. The Rangers, Boston against Philly. Just hatred. Montreal and Boston, Montreal and Philly. It just goes on and on. There's none of that anymore. But that game was a bit of a rivalry thing. I don't know. It felt like that. So if you ever want to watch a really good game, it was a bit lopsided, but the game itself was really good. And I thought it was great. Now there was a hit in the game with Jacob Trouba, a defenseman for the Rangers, and he's a great hockey player. And he hit a guy named Jujar Kara coming up the ice, and Mr. Kara unfortunately didn't have his head up, and Trouba put a shoulder into him, and unfortunately, Mr. Kara ended up pretty much knocked out cold. Like I looked and I just kind of was like, he's out cold. He actually got knocked out cold, but God bless, he's fine. He went, was taken off the ice and stuff. But guys, I'm just telling you, kids out there, anybody watching, keep your head up. You never know what's coming. When they tell you the train is coming at this time, don't believe them. Trains are on any time, any track, in any direction. Same stuff as hockey players. So they got to keep their head up. That's all I got to say. And there was no suspension, so it wasn't a dirty hit. And there was no deliberate headshot of anything. It was just a good, tough, old school hockey hit. You know what I mean? And that's what we need is old school hockey hits. Really. I mean, that rivalry game was old school. The Rangers, Chicago. It was great. I thought it was awesome, guys. Guys, that was a great game with the Strom versus Strom game. It was fantastic, So thanks a lot for the great game, guys. It was excellent. Now let's go over our predictions. Wow, here we go. Predictions from last week. We always do last week first, and then we move into this weekend. So let's go over last week, check our stats, and see how we did. Hopefully, you put some money on these because, I made a lot of ding. I hope you did too. Christmas is coming, I keep saying, and you got to make a little bit, right? Might as well. It's for fun. It's all for fun. $5, $10, whatever you want, right? So last week, I told you Toronto versus Minnesota. Take the over and take Minnesota plus 1.5. Cha-ching, cha-ching. 2-0, right there. Two winners. It was 4-3, shootout, mini. So there you go. Columbus, I took Columbus versus Washington on the money line, minus 230. Washington took that down 3-1. Cha-ching. There we go. A little more ding-dong in the pockets, right? Got to make a little hay. So then we got Buffalo versus Carolina. I took them on the money line, minus 290. Carolina whooped them 6-2. Bingo chingo. And Avon again is calling. We're actually, there we go. 3 for 3. What do you want from me? Blood? I don't know what you want. But anyways, LA versus Edmonton. Like I always say, you can't be perfect. LA took them down. I took a money line, and LA won 5-1. So I lost that one. So we were, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 for 5. Again, 80%. 80%. There you go. Now, there's a lot of people out there going to say, oh, he's just taking easy games. And there are no easy games in the NHL anymore, guys. Anybody can beat anybody at any time because the league is parity. Remember I told you, they took the rivalry out of the game, so you might as well make it parity. And it's not easy to pick parity. So this week, we're going to go over the new picks. All right, so get your pen, paper, whatever you got to write this stuff down, or just punch it in your phone as I'm telling you. I don't know. Here we go. Let's make a little more money. I'm a little lean for Christmas, got to make something. So I'm taking Dallas. They're playing Hosey. So it's Dallas versus Hosey. I'm going to take Dallas on the money line, minus 125. Hit it, Dallas. They've been playing great. Excellent team. They are putting their backup goalie that night, but He's not really a backup goalie. He could be the number one starter on another team. Dallas is a team you keep your eyes on. I really like them. They're coming together. They got a good mix of older guys and younger guys. And Rick Bowness, the coach, is loved by his players. And they got good goaltending, excellent defense with Heiskanen, as well as the other guys. So Dallas is looking really good. So I'm taking them. Washington versus Buffalo. I'm taking Washington plus 1.5. Obviously, I don't think Buffalo's got much in the tank. It's unfortunate because I really do like Buffalo, but in this spot, Washington take them plus 1.5, and they should wipe them out. Anaheim versus Pittsburgh on the money line. I'm taking it. Anaheim. Let's go Anaheim. They got a great road record. They actually have a pretty decent team, and Gibson has been playing out of his mind in net. And Pittsburgh, well, they're coming off a bunch of road games, and it's their first game at home. So we'll just throw it up in the air and see if we can pull that one off. Anaheim, Pitt, taking Anaheim on the money line. Last game, going to give you Carolina versus Vancouver. Money line. These are all money liners if you want. Just make a little ding. It's fine. I like Vancouver in this one at home. Bruce Boudreau was named coach this week. Good old Brucey Boots, ex-Leaf, number 19. Check him out online. He won the cup, coached for Washington a few years ago, coached Minnesota. Great coach, man. Great players coach, great guy, excellent coach. So Vancouver's going to start surprising you because now that Brucey Boots is in there, it's a different story with Brucey Boots. You know what I'm saying, guys? So keep your eye on Vancouver. I'm taking them over Carolina money line, and I'm taking Vancouver. I don't know. It's going to be plus 1.5 or whatever. If it's not plus 1.5 for Vancouver, I suggest maybe not take it, but definitely go money line and check the over unders on these. We'll let you guys figure that out. There's so many ways you can make a little money. So give it a shot. Hopefully it works out for us. Want to say thanks a lot for coming out tonight. I really appreciate it as usual. Want to say hi to a few people out there. I want to say hi to the guys at Sports Center there, Razim and the boys who help us out with all the swag again. Obviously, those guys are top notch. I want to say hi to my buddy Huddy up north. Haven't talked to you for a while. Want to say hi to the Doctor of Rock, Dr. Rock and Daryl. Thanks, guys, for all the support. And I want to thank you, all of you out there in TV and computer land and whatever land and streaming land, wherever you are and you're watching the show. I hope you enjoy it because I really enjoy when you guys come out. So thanks a lot. Have yourselves a great weekend. Hope you make some money. We'll see you Monday. Talkinfight.com/boxing. We'll let you know about last week's fights. Do a little recap and what's coming up this week on the boxing front. And be safe. All right, just be safe out there. Always be safe, get better, not bitter, and we'll see you on Monday. Take care of yourself. Thanks again. Like, share, share, share. Take care.